Güey, se me olvidó la pantalla. Al chile no tengo ganas de leer, pero sí quiero mejorar, necesito seguir picándole. Pero bueno, a dar. Que en la página 131, ¿por dónde? Voy a empezar aquí. Dimitri didn't see him again and is finishing the job alone. And their job is on the same staircase as the murder, on the second floor. When I heard all that, I did not say a word to anyone. That's Dushkin's tale. But I found out what I could about the murder and went home feeling as suspicious as ever. And at 8 o'clock this morning, that was the third day. You understand? I saw Nikolai coming in, not sober, though not so very drunk. He could understand what was said to him. He sat down on the bench and did not speak. There was only one stranger in the bar, and men I knew asleep on a bench, and our two boys. Have you seen Dimitri? Said I. No, I haven't, said he. And you've not been here either. Not since the day before yesterday, said he. And where did you sleep last night? In Pesky? With the Kolomensky men. And where did you get those earrings? I asked. I found them in the street. And the way he said it was a bit queer. He did not look at me. Did you hear what happened that very evening? At that very hour? On that same staircase? Said I. No, said he. I had not heard. And all the while he was listening, his eyes were staring out of his head, and he turned as white as chalk. I told him all about it, and he took his hat and began getting up. I wanted to keep him. Wait a bit, Nikolai, said I. Won't you have a drink? And I signed to the boy to hold the door. And I came out from behind the bar. But he darted out and down the street to the turning at a run. I have not seen him since. Then my doubts were at an end. It was his doing, as clear as could be. I should think so, said Sosimov. Wait, hear the end. Of course, they sought high and low for Nikolai. They detained Dushkin and searched his house. Dmitri, too, was arrested. The Kolomensky men were also turned inside out. And the day before yesterday, they arrested Nikolai in a tavern at the end of the town. He had gone there, taken the silver cross off his neck, and asked for a dram for it. It's a dram. Tram? I think it's tram, actually, but I don't know what it means.
Dram.
Dram. A small drink of whiskey. Cool. He had gone there, taken the silver cross off his neck, and asked for a dram for it. They gave it to him. A few minutes afterwards, the woman went to the cowshed, and through a crack in the wall, she saw in the stable a jointing he had made a noose of his sash from the beam. Stood on the block of wood and was trying to put his neck in the noose. The woman screeched her hardest. People ran in. So that's what you're up to? Take me, he says, to such and such a police officer. I'll confess everything. Well, they took him to the police station that is here with a suitable escort. So they asked him this and that, how old he is, 22, and so on. At the question, when when you were working with Dimitri, didn't you see one on the staircase at such and such a time? Sorry, at such and such a time. Answer: to be sure, folks, they may have gone up and down, but I did not notice them. And didn't you hear anything? Any noise and so on? Mm, we heard nothing special. And did you hear Nikolai that on the same day? On the same day, widow so and so and her sister were murdered and robbed. The fuck? Sorry. And did you hear Nikolai that on the same day, oh, widow so and her sister were murdered and robbed? I never knew a thing about it. The first I heard of it was from a fancy Palovich the day before yesterday. And where did you find the earrings? I found them on the pavement. Why didn't you go to work with Dmitri the other day? Because I was drinking. And where were you drinking? Oh, in such and such a place. Why did you run away from Dushkin's? Because I was awfully frightened. What were you frightened of? That I should be accused. How could you be frightened if you felt free from guilt? Now, Sosimov, you may not believe me. That question was put literally in those words. I know it for a fact. It was repeated to me exactly. What do you say to that? Well, anyway, there's the evidence. I am not talking about evidence now. I am talking about that question of their own idea of themselves. Well, so they squeezed and squeezed him, and he confessed. I did not find it in the street, but it was in the flat where I was painting with Dmitri. And how was that? Why, Dmitri and I were painting there all day, and we were just getting ready to go. And Dmitri took a brush and painted my face. Then we ran off, and I after him. I ran after him, shouting my hardest, and at the bottom of the stairs, I ran right against the porter and some gentlemen, and how many gentlemen were there, I don't remember. And the porter swore at me, and the other porter swore too. And the porter's wife came out and swore at us too. And a gentleman came into the entry with a lady, and he swore at us too. For Dmitri and I lay right across the way. I got a hold of Dimitri's hair and knocked him down and began beating him.